Those are mine. Specific.
Wow. Yeah. Especially in the meeting, they're going to be great. All you spicy people are like, oh, that's not going to be that good. We're getting ready to warm.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We do have a quorum, so we're ready to go. Call the meeting to order. Pastor Jesse, let's start us off with opening prayer. The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
Instead of me saying the prayer, I'm going to invite us to sing together. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise God, all creatures here below. Praise God above the heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. That's a song that always embarrasses me because not being raised a Lutheran, I don't know the words. So I've been able to memorize it. Thank you, Jesse. All right, we've got a pretty straightforward meeting today. We've only got 2 items to vote on, but then we have some updates that we want to give you as far as our national situation and Pastor Jesse's report. So at the beginning of the meeting here, we're going to go through the 2 voting items. It's the approval of the minutes from the last semi-annual, and then we have the election of church council members. So if you go to your handout, on pages 3 and 4, or 4 and 5, excuse me, are the minutes of the last meeting. Linda Seals, our secretary, was busy with a family event that day, so my wife Linda filled in and took the minutes. So if you could take a few minutes and review those, and we'll ask for approval of the minutes from the January 26th meeting. Okay, Susan McKinnon makes a movement that we accept the minutes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Beth Lilly seconds. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed? Okay, the minutes are approved. Thank you. All right, the other item of business that we have to do today is elect the new church council. Now, when we first got, when this council was elected a couple of years ago, it's not common that the whole church council gets elected. The staggered nature of our elections, it's often the case that there are only a few positions that get elected every couple of years, 36 months. But the only person that is currently on the council who is not on this ballot is Scott Stover. Scott was elected to the council last January, so he's on a 2-year term. He still has a year and a half to go. So his advocate job is not there. So let me just run down the list. We've come up with a list of candidates for the different positions on the council. Let me just run down the list of those, and then we'll vote. So I'll be running for a 1-year term. Now, most of the council positions are 2-year terms, but because I was the vice president for a year, and then last 2 years ago I ran as the president, I'll be termed out next summer. So I can't run for a 2-year term, so I'll just be running for a 1-year term. Paul Daniel has been our vice president for the last 2 years. Paul is running for another 2-year term.
I'm just walking.
Yeah, what's that?
I'm just walking for it.
Paul has been a great vice president. If something needs to be done, give Paul a hint that something needs to be done. You know what? Get it done. And we really appreciate the work he's done. Also, he's a great choice. Linda Seals has been our secretary for over 4 years now, and she's done a great job. She's very active in the church, and the nice part of Linda Seals retiring from her church secretary job is that she's still going to be around to be head of the ushering corps and take care of
working on being around.
and taking care of Christmas donation events and everything. So Linda will be retiring from the council, and Susan Rustold has volunteered to run for the church secretary. Susan's very experienced in the church council, she's past president, and we very much appreciate you doing this, Susan. Okay, now the treasurer job is you'll notice, is blank. Mike Hagel has been the treasurer for two-year terms, so he's termed out. And we are talking to at least one church member about filling that job, but we haven't really figured to add somebody to step up formally for that. So our Constitution writers had this situation in mind when they developed the Constitution. And the way it works is that until Mike is replaced, he can continue to serve on as the treasurer. So he's agreed to do that. We're talking to a church member, another church member about taking his place. So that will happen later on, probably at the next semi-annual meeting. We'll be voting in the church treasurer. But Mike will continue to serve that job until that happens. Okay, we've got 4 advocate jobs to fill. Jill Soley is reached the end of her two-year terms. And Anthony Alvarez has stepped up to fill Jill's job. I think you've all met Anthony. I don't know if I need to speak to her after or can't be too much. But we're glad to have you on the council, Anthony. Ruby Inman. Ruby's not here today. She's got family from out of town today, so she's taking care of that. Ruby has been on the council for the last 2 years, and she'll be running for her second 2-year term. Beth Lilly is similarly situated. Beth has been on the council for 2 years. She brings a lot in terms of our financial management and very active and allows the day-to-day activities of the church. And Beth will be running for her second 2-year term. And then Laura Schroeder is the same. She's been on the council for 2 years, and she'll be running for her second 2-year term as well. Laura's not here today. She's at home in Eastern Oregon. She's probably watching on the stream. So we're really glad to have all these folks stepping up to serve on the council. Any questions or any commentary? All right. It seems like a move that we approve this slate.
I so move.
A lot of moves that we approve this slate of candidates. Do we have a second?
I second.
Maureen Stray was seconded. Any more discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the slate is approved. Thank you very much. Thanks to all of our council members. I just have to say personally, this has been a great council to work on. It's one of the reasons that a while ago I was thinking, oh, man, I have to done this. And then I think, well, this has been really a good job, and I'm really happy to serve for another week. All right, Mike is not here today. Mike's on family vacation, but Beth is going to present the treasurer's report.
Is that working for you guys?
Yep.
Okay, so if you turn to page 7, of your booklet. I'm all for audiovisual aids. Coming into June, we were a little concerned with the shortfall in giving, but we had a couple of RMDs, that's required minimum distributions from IRAs that landed in June. So that brought us back to where we kind of expected to be with giving for the year. And in a year when the stock market fluctuates, people who are giving from their invested IRAs, I know in our household we wait till it's up. So as we have an aging population, and as I encourage all of you, if you have IRA accounts, best way to give to the church from a tax perspective from you. Get a lot more bang for your buck if you give it out of your IRA. And a lot of our members are choosing to do that. So that will cause fluctuations in our giving. So at the end of June, we are about where we expected to be, about even. So, yeah. Okay. So we will have, the summer's always a lean time, so we expect to have a leaner time. And then there's more information on where expenses are versus revenue. And you can see for 2025 we're ahead, but that can change. Attendance is next, because we love facts and figures, because we're Lutheran. Is there any specific questions that people would like to know? I have all the facts in front of me, and if you have a question on anything, I'll be happy to answer it because I have the answer book in front of me. Does anybody have any questions on the current financial? Yes.
Why is the left side and the right side tabulated separately?
Say loud.
What page are you on, Susan?
Oh, on page 9, I'm just curious why the left side attendance and the right side attendance are separate. What difference does it make?
It's just how they've always been recorded. And it's easier to count that way.
I know.
Yeah. This is the way it's been recorded.
So, and if you people change what side of the church you sit on, like maybe mix it up where you sit.
Don't
It's
confuse me,
an usher
because I do the
It's
count.
not the
I know, yeah, but
Yeah.
that's
all.
Okay, I have a clarification from our experienced person counter. Is the left side the pulpit side, or is the left side the organ side? the piano
I'm
side?
looking at the altar,
Looking at the altar,
left and right.
left and right. So left is piano, right is pulpit. Okay, but yeah, it should add up to the right numbers. If it doesn't, sorry. But I think he has it in a spreadsheet, so it should add up.
You could add those.
Excel is a good thing.
I try to count at least twice so that I'm hopefully
So,
I'm not off by.
Our counter does do it. She audits herself by counting twice on the people. So, are there any?
But if they get up and go to the bathroom.
If you go to the bathroom while she's counting, you're not counting. Lana,
I'm on the next page, so I'm ahead.
what number? Page of 10? 10.
I was wondering, I thought we got rid of the non-food pantry, but I see there's still budget here for us.
If we get rid of the non-food pantry and there's budget, we need to have a meeting. Mike and I, or Mike, the new treasurer, and I will be happy to work with new treasurer. We need to go through some of these accounts and clear them, or talk to the donors and move them to the appropriate places. My personal wine is anything over $200 in here, but that's just me. Yes,
Could I speak to the non-food pantry?
absolutely. Let me give you this.
No.
Oh, you've got good information. I know nothing about the non-food pantry.
Okay, Karen Dix and I were in charge of the non-food pantry. Karen passed away. It was Love Inc. that sponsored it. People here gave donations, but Love Inc. also gave us some of the materials. When we stopped using it, I requested that the money be sent back to
some history. The problem with this church is that councils change, treasurers change. I am trying to help by you. There are places in our accounting system where I can put a note so that when I go in and I've had this wonderful conversation with her, I'm going to run home and put that in. That is the problem with this. This $17,000 is an accumulation of years' worth of activity in those accounts. It does need to be cleaned out. I don't think there are any super large ones other than that 4,000. So I will check on that again and we'll have another vote. Or we'll have to discuss that at council. So these are the designated funds. So I'm going to give you a quick primer on accounting. We're a church, we're not for profit. We're using QuickBooks, which is really set up for individual proprietors running their own great little business. So when we have designated gifts, it is more difficult for us to track them. We do track them like this, but it is more difficult to identify how long they've been in there, and so on and so forth. We are going to work at adding some more detail where we can add detail to that. But what you're seeing is a problem of us trying to take a not-for-profit system and use a much cheaper and much easier to use QuickBooks. I have actually researched with a friend whose church uses an actual church accounting program. She says it's expensive, nobody knows how to use it, and they don't think it's any better. So this way we still have the opportunity to have people step in and they'll understand it because this is a widely used system.
So one other question.
Yes, ma'am.
The Key Bank and Kroger rewards. I know that I signed up when I signed up for Kroger that they were supposed to at that time, any rewards you got, they matched from Myersville to the church or to donate. So I put Milwaukie Lutheran and maybe others did too, but I don't even know if that's going on anymore because you don't get the rewards, you get coupons.
It is still going on?
Yeah, we get small
Yes,
checks.
it is.
We get small checks. So it's not much, it's like a penny and a dollar.
Yeah.
So that is why that is small. I don't know why it's in a designated fund.
Right.
And again, I'm gonna kind of lobby for nothing under like $500 in designated because it's too hard to keep track of. It is not worth people's time to keep track of $70. Just saying, my personal opinion. In this day and age, it's not cost efficient to track things that are that small. So hopefully the next time we meet, there will be less small numbers in there. Any other questions? Any other questions?
We were just wondering about the notation in here that was the nurse, parish nurse, something Hill. Is that a designated, and so it's going to stay there? Is that
Well,
one
it's
of the ones you'll-
designated, so what we did recently, I'm going to give you an example. We need to go through these accounts. We need to contact the families and say, hey, we're not doing this, can we move your money? We feel like that's important to do if they gave this money for a particular purpose. I know if you look down, there is the Amy Toomey Fund has $10,000, and I'm sure Susan Rustfold was president when that came in, and that was for specific things. So we need to have a way to notate in QuickBooks what those specific things were for, because we don't remember after about 5 years.
I know they used to do blood pressures and things like that. Is there somebody else that's willing to do it that part of that could be? I don't know.
Well, there might be, but what I would say to you is we need more people involved. I mean, my background is finance. My thing is it's either there or it's not. I don't really want to go tracking around somebody to set up blood pressures to move the money. But if any of you see any of these that grabs your heart and you feel impassioned about, send me an email, send Mike an email that, hey, I see there's this money. I would like to help spend it by doing XYZ that fits the criteria. So we'll try to have a little bit more information out on that.
Well, excuse me, when Abner died, all the money that came in for him, we put in the regular fund because we are always needing it in the
regular fund, rather than have it sit here for years.
Well, and I think when people gave, there were things active, and we highly anticipated it being spent in the way that they want it. Or it's their money, they're dying. I have no problem with them putting conditions on it. After 10 years, if that program isn't active, I am also totally fine with emailing or contacting the family members and saying, hey, this is the situation, may we use your money for X, Y, Z.
And sometimes the mate is gone like that.
Yeah, yes, I agree. Yes, you have a very good point. She was saying that in her family, the tradition is just to give to the church. My other comment would be is if you don't want the asset spent, give it to the endowment fund because we only spend investment income. So that's a way that that's also restricted on how it's used. But we don't have an endowment fund within the church, and nor do churches have endowment funds for operating.
Well, I know I'm Amy Toomey friend what that's for, so.
Well, can you shoot me an email, please? I think I have the emails too, but I am all about information. I'd rather have it, and I will try to. QuickBooks has this memo line that I know I can see it as an accountant. I will train, there's places to put it where at least I can get into it and call it back out. Any other questions? I was going to say I would, and it's this, the AV funds, we purchased the AV equipment. You approved using some of the funds from the corner property, but that might be another place to have specific donations if you have a burning desire for specific donations. And I'm using that as an example. If your loved ones want to donate and you know we're going to be doing something, it's better if it's an identified something that's already in the planning. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you guys? Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
Well, specifically, we did vote at the last meeting to replenish.
Okay. I was not at the last meeting.
Budget.
So we have accounted for the audio visuals, so we know exactly how much we took out of the corner property funds to buy the AV equipment. And we would love to replenish that by people having donations made specifically for the AV equipment. Please put big notes on your checks and possibly shoot an email if you're going to do that so we know it's coming.
So a number of, well, a large amount of that was given already.
Yes,
It has been donated, so
right.
we should apprise everybody of what's left.
Oh, okay. So if you go to page 15 to 20. I love QuickBooks because you can create accounts to show things that you want to show. So page 15 to 20. If you look down into the equity accounts, because remember, we are trying to make a business look like a fund. And normally you never play with equity accounts, but I do. If you look down, you'll see AV equipment cost is $77,000, and then the equity adjustment corner property.
Where are we?
Okay, bottom of page 15. There's a red, you'll see it's the bottom of page 15, the first column, there's some red, negative 39, 379.66. That is the corner property funds that were used to purchase the AV equipment. The AV equipment was roughly $78,000. We received roughly, the difference of 40, so 30, we received roughly 40,000, whatever.
About 28.
28,000.
We received roughly 28,000 in donations towards it. So the balance is what came out of corner property. So
38,000.
38,000.
38, yeah.
I don't do math in my head.
So that difference is what it is that we were pledging as a congregation to make up.
Right, correct. The 39,000 is what we're pledging to try to make up via designated giving towards the AV equipment.
So that was what we wrote a check, that would be what it would say.
Yeah, you would say designated for AV equipment. And please shoot me, like if it's a substantial check, it's really nice to know it's coming, so, because the counters need to know that.
Is there a place in here where all those designated for the AV equipment that's already come in is in here? I can't seem to find it.
That's the 39.
That's the difference, you're gonna see the difference.
Oh, that's the 39, okay.
The difference. Yeah, and I can send you a spreadsheet, I had to do it on an
That's
Excel
okay. This is
spreadsheet to
fine.
come up with the numbers and book it. It hurt my brain. Yes.
My memory of the vote in January was that we preserved that other property, whatever we need a better name for that, I think. But that large amount of money would be preserved for needs that will be coming up on this building,
On the building, yeah, so
such
our,
as the roof above us.
right, right, so we do need to kind of, if you're thinking about your IRA and your aging, I am really a fan of treating your heirs to not inheriting IRA money, so don't write us a check, have your IRA custodian, if you're over 73, have your IRA custodian write us a check. The money needs to come directly from your IRA. The check needs to be written to Milwaukie Lutheran. You can deliver it to us, but you can't take possession of that money. But as I look around at our aging congregation, I know for Jay and I it has been very helpful, and I know from having done my mother's estate, my brother's estate, I really don't like for young people to inherit IRAs because you pay the estate tax and the income tax. So don't do it. Give us your money. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Could you also clarify something you spoke about over a year ago regarding having more than $1 million tucked away in Oregon?
So Oregon now is one of the most heavily taxed states for estates. There is a House bill that's introduced right now, but I don't know if I'm trying to follow it, which I don't normally follow bills, because there's no. Okay, so Oregon has a very low estate, it's $1 million. So if you die with your house and some money, your estate is going to have to file an estate return and pay some estate tax. Granted, if you're close to $1 million, I think I was always wiggling my mom's, and I think I paid $1,000 in estate tax on her. But it is a concern for those of us who have saved money and now our house is worth, like I bought my house for $90,000. It's not worth $90,000 anymore. Many of you will reach that issue, and if you have a lot of IRAs in your estate, they are really tax disadvantaged because you're going to pay estate tax on the fair market value of that IRA as of the date you die. And your heirs are going to pay all the income taxes on it, and they only have 10 years to withdraw it. So it's much more beneficial if you're a charitable person and you're going to give money away anyway. Give it out of your IRA while you're alive. Would be my tax shtick for right now. And I'm always an expert on things I have to do for my family. Like, I'm retired now, but if it impacts my family, I'm reading the law, and you're fortunate that we're all aging. Thank you very much for listening.
All right, thanks very much, Beth. All right, Leslie?
We gotta approve the treasurer's report.
Who?
We have to approve the treasurer's report.
Oh, okay. Somebody move to approve the treasurer?
I move that we approve the treasurer's report as presented by Beth.
Okay, do we have a second? Gail Welker, second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thanks very much, Beth.
All right, I'll try to keep this succinct because I think we've all finished lunch, and I know my dogs are waiting for me at home because my wife is backpacking this weekend. How dare she? Paul asked me to speak really quickly to attendance as well too. One thing that you are probably not aware of is that with our upgrade to our live streaming system in our sanctuary, we've had a lot more and consistent viewership of our live stream. In fact, we had some issues today, which, well, it's a long story, and Sue McKenzie emailed me during the service letting me know what the issues were. And that's a sign that these are the exception, not the rule anymore. So just keep in mind, and this is something that the ELCA and congregations in general continue to struggle with, is how do you count virtual viewers, because we have people that watch while this is occurring, but we have many more who will watch the worship video after the fact, at their own time, at their own leisure. And, you know, are those giving units, are those participatory members? Yes, no, maybe so, who knows? It's tough, but I just want you to be aware of that. Thank you, Paul, for bringing that to our attention as well, too.
So Jesse, could you enlighten us as to how you count those folks?
So when I fill out the parochial report in March, February, March of every year, I use kind of a formula that I got from somebody else, which is I take the number of views of the video, and I take the number of concurrent live views. So concurrent live views are the people who watched the video while it was being live streamed. The number of views is the number of people who watched it after the fact, and I average those. And it's a very much just a rough thing, because the thing with views after the fact is it could be the same people watching it again. It could, you know, could be same people in the same household on different devices watching it again. YouTube and Google provide some great analytical tools, but at the end of the day, they're estimates at best. So, in terms of how that functions with our life, the things that I pay attention to are the members that I know can't make it here on Sunday, and whether or not they're able to easily access the live stream, so I keep in touch with them. And this is probably, for me right now, the most important use of our live stream is that the Shirley Myers and the Ralph McKenzies of the world can continue to participate in worship even though they can't be here. Secondarily, one of the things that I've noticed a lot is people using our live stream as a way of checking us out before showing up in person. And that is probably almost as important as our folks being able to use that. So in terms of counting numbers, again, it's really rough math, but it's more about the qualitative analysis of what that tool is doing for us.
But it never exceeds the left-right count.
Yeah, well, we don't do left-right for YouTube views. People would probably mistake that for a different question. If we asked whether you were a left or a right viewer. Oh boy. Linda.
Where in the report is the count of?
It's not there. I do it with the YouTube stuff we do at the end of the year, because again, it's a guess at best. And so in terms of reporting to the ELCA, they want to know that stuff. I mean, I suppose I could, but like, those numbers are meant to represent, you know, what were trends. Those numbers are meant to represent trends. By and large, the trend you will see with our YouTube views is since we've installed the new system, they've gone up. That's the best I can say.
There's too many variables.
Yeah, there are too many variables, and YouTube is funky. It's a pain in the butt because they don't care about, well, they do care about views because that's ad revenue, but we're not a monetized channel. They don't show any ads on our stuff, so they don't get anything from us. So they provide us a very basic analytic services. The other metric, of course, is subscribers. So how many people subscribe to your channel? Which, you know, if you are watching our channel, please subscribe to it, because if we get over 50 subscribers, then it changes how I can live stream. It actually makes it easier on me. So just wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Even if you don't, yeah, even if you don't know what I'm talking about, I can show you how to do it.
It's free.
It's free. It is absolutely free. You're not alone.
So if I pull up the service,
Yep.
and I don't have time to finish it, and I stop and I come back.
It saves your spot.
Oh, it does, so it doesn't count me twice or three times?
No. Because it's registering your IP address.
But it's a one-time, right? You subscribe once.
Yes.
So it's a one-time, it's not every time.
She's asking specifically how her view is counted. It's the number of independent IP address, Internet Protocol addresses, which is the virtual location of your computer. You want to hear more about this? No. Okay, let me talk. Does that answer questions on attendance and viewership? If anybody is curious about this stuff, I got a lot to tell you about. It's actually kind of fascinating.
Boring.
Well, to you it's boring. This is what most of the world pays attention to now, is subscription numbers and ad revenue.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Where is the AV plans that you laid out, where are we with it, or is that?
We're done, basically. The only thing we have not installed is the hearing aid tie-in system. And we got advised specifically by the people that installed was, see how they like it first, see how it sounds. Then if you want to pay the extra money for the hearing aid tie-in, we can certainly do that. It would be an extra chunk of money. But it's, if we want to do it, it's not a hard thing to do.
So my question to those who are here, does anyone have difficulty hearing?
In worship. In Paula, I know, yeah. Paula, I know. Well, I'm going to make a mental note of that, because if that, although Maureen, I know you've been struggling with your hearing aids in general, so.
Still working.
I just want to say thank you for straightening out whatever the channel thing, because you put it in, I'm like, I can't hear anything now, I heard that before, but whatever you tweaked on the channels.
Okay.
That was excellent.
I don't know what I did.
Well, but.
Oh, with my mic? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was interference, RF interference in the same
Thank you,
way.
but thank you for staying on that.
It was frustrating me more than you would ever know. Wayne?
You were asking who has a hard time hearing. I don't think that they can even hear the question.
Yeah, that's probably fair. That's, yeah.
Did you hear the question?
Did you hear that? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Why can't we hear when we're up doing, communion and stuff, sitting in the pews up there? Why
What can
can't-
the live stream hear?
No, I mean, when you're doing communion, you're sitting up in those pews that are by the altar.
Why can't,
I can't hear you, so I come down and sit in the.
then those speakers might be off. They should be off. I don't know. It might be, oh, it's because it's power switched. There are speakers that have been connected that are pointing that direction. You should be able to hear.
Really?
Yeah, they're not functioning and something's going on. But I haven't been paying
Next
attention.
Sunday I'll sit up there and I'll.
Okay. Have you sat up there since we built the new system?
I don't know for sure because I don't know when it got finished, but I know the last
Go sit
time. The
up
last time I
there.
had to come.
Go sit up there now. You should be able to hear just fine because I can hear. I can hear me.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. It is. There is an echo. When I dismiss you from the back, it's really unnerving because. Okay, I'll do this quick. There's a time delay set up between the front speaker and the back speaker. And so when I stand there and talk, I hear it. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Oh.
Anyhow, okay, let me talk about some other stuff real quick, and then we'll let you guys go. Read my report, get a chance. I do put time into writing this. I'm an okay writer, but I put a lot of thought into what happens over the course of a semester here at MLC. Just a couple of thoughts off the top of my head and things that I wrote down. The trend continues in terms of saying goodbye to people here. I've done quite a few memorials already this year, which I guess has accelerated since 13 years ago when I first came on. I don't know. It's hard to parse that, right? Talking to other pastors, I just realized how much more often I do memorials than other folks do. But it's because we have more people, by and large, we're a larger congregation than a lot of other congregations. And it's a grief for me to say goodbye to folks because a lot of the folks that we're saying goodbye to now, I've known for 13 years, right? It's not like the funeral that I was doing in 2013, 2014, where it's like, I just met you, now these are people that have been with. On the flip side of that, we're in a space right now that gives me joy, which is we're welcoming a lot of new people in as well too. And I'm not going to, point fingers, but Wayne and Cynthia are some of our new folks that we welcomed back in January. We have continued to add more families this year. In fact, did anybody notice the guy that was taking photos this morning of the baptism? His name is Steve Hayes. He and his family just joined Milwaukie Lutheran Church last week. I want to draw your attention to something which is an interesting trend because Maxine and Jamie came in this way where Maxine brought the mom through the door. Steve's daughter Riley brought them through the door. So Riley has been the one taking point for getting her family to be members of MLC. We're going to see more of this, okay? We talked about the pendulum swinging. What's happening is my generation left church. We left church because, I don't know, we were raised in it, we didn't get much of it. For reasons, right? Our kids are curious, okay? Our kids are curious. So we have Emma, who has been coming regularly, as if everybody that has read from time to time. We have a lot of kids that are circling And I would just encourage you to see them as full members of this community, right? This is something that we used to see kids as kids and adults as adults. Now, it's a little different. So if you see Riley drag her parents through the door on Sunday morning, make sure you say hi to Riley in addition to her parents. Okay? So that's been a joy for me, is watching you folks come through the door, watching our demographics shift. Boy, it was nice to have a palette of colors this morning, if I may say so, and I look forward to that. I shared a comment that Oliver he shared with his dad at camp. It was after I went home because I was sick. I got sick Tuesday night. Thanks, John Barton. I went home Wednesday. And Oliver came up to Scott and asked Scott, because there were 3 African Americans that were counselors, why doesn't our church look like camp? And so it's something that I constantly think about, and I hope our church continues to look a little more like camp. Although I brought that up with Robin, the camp director for Camp Lutheran, and she said, I wish we had more diversity. So, we can always do better. Okay, those are my joys. A couple of big thank yous. I want to say thank you to our council members that are finishing up their terms. Thank you so much for the time and effort that you put in. I know Jill couldn't be here this morning. Linda, thank you for taking notes. I know that you're very glad to be done taking notes. Linda came up to me and she said, this is my final minutes I need to take. Like, amen, sister. God bless. Who would have Matt would have forget who else is going on? Well, eventually Mike. And a big shout out to Mike. He and Brenda are up in they're in Montana visiting Mike's brother. And it's been said before, but I just cannot overstate how much Mike does here, and just making sure that the things happen. And he will continue to do some of those things, although we're trying to phase him out for his own sake, like not being the first person called every time something goes wrong here, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Call Andy instead.
Call Andy instead.
He's not here.
He's not here. All right. Call Andy instead. No, we're trying to. But big thank you to all those folks. Also, thank you to our new council members. Anthony, you're stuck with us for 2 years, so congratulations. Anthony heads off to seminary in about a month and a half, so bless you. Yeah, a couple of days. Additionally, thank you to Susan, who has been on and is back. Thank you for coming back on. And FYI, Matt is taking another term as council president. The current hubbub is at Scottsville for in a year. We'll have left one committee that his wife has limited number of committees he can participate in. And it has expressed a willingness to take on that role of president. So, yay! Sacrificial lamb. Paul.
Could you please make an appeal for worship planning participation?
Oh yes, don't worry. That's on my list as well too. I wanted to make sure I caught everybody. Well, thanks to everybody that's coming back in the council as well too. I have to say, and this is not a slight on any previous councils, but I've really enjoyed the things that we've been able to get done these past few years. And a lot of it is because we had a lot of stuff backed up during COVID, so we've had a long list of things to take care of, but I really appreciate the work we've been doing. What did you just ask me about?
Worship planning.
Worship planning, okay. In September, the first or second Wednesday in September, I don't remember if I set a date yet, we're going to have our first worship planning meeting, and it's a drop-in meeting. So what this means is you're not signing up to participate in the committee. We're going to meet at, what did I say, noon on a Wednesday. It's either the first or second Wednesday. Going forward, it's always going to be the first Wednesday of the month. And the idea is whoever wants to come and have coffee with me here and wants to talk about music or liturgies or anything having to do with worship, drop in. You can make suggestions or share ideas, and that will help us in our planning. And I'm planning worship on a month-by-month basis. So every first Monday of the month, we're going to have worship planning, drop-in worship planning.
Monday or Wednesday?
Wednesday. Whatever I said. Twice. Wednesday. First Wednesday. At noon. This is a bit of a trial or a case study. I hope to do additional stuff this way. For example, we do things like global mission, outreach, have drop-in meetings for these on regular times in the month. And the whole idea is nobody really wants to be on committees anymore because you don't want to be locked into attending a meeting for the rest of your life because nobody else will take your seat in the committee. But I think I would appreciate, and I think our community would benefit from more ownership and more voice in the different things that are going on here. So expect more to come in that way. I have a couple more thank yous. First off, she's been thanked before, but huge thank you to Luann and John Collinsworth. Again, for
I like memorial services. They are here 2 hours before me and they leave 2 hours after me. And they're cleaning and dealing with families and all this stuff. I did mention in here that going forward, we're changing things a little bit. It's probably not gonna affect you all. So in terms of how members have funeral services here, there will be a set figure now to reimburse the kitchen for the money spent on food, rather than just saying, oh, whatever you feel like. And it's not exorbitant, it'll be $150, right? So that covers the cost of food and whatever else we need to be here. But specifically for people who are from outside the community that are holding memorial services, we've had a big variance in people on what they expect from and what they're willing to pony up in terms of covering our costs. And going forward, I don't want to have to negotiate that anymore. We're just going to say, here's the deal. Hope it's okay with you. If not, you can find somewhere else. But that's that. And that reflects a lot of our change in thinking for a lot of things, especially considering building use and all kinds of stuff like that. You're going to see a lot more to come on building use. We've already done a lot. I'm not going to draw attention to it now because I think we can get out of here rather soon. But look at the line item for how much we're bringing in. It's right at the front of your budget income. I am on page 11 out of 20. Look at how much money we brought in from building use. Last year we brought in $10,761. We've already brought in $6,500 through June. And we had a big building use example in July, and you'll see more to come. And currently with Love 1, not to be confused with Love Inc., we have a contract where they pay us bi-yearly for a monthly building use fee. This is a stream of revenue that we're hoping to expand on, and we're just basically telling people what it costs. Last thing I want to mention with regards to this, we have 2 people that are now serving as a sexton role, which is Dylan Daniel Hoffman and Tony Baker. So every time somebody needs to use the building that it doesn't have a code or anything, they come in, they open up the building, they check the bathrooms, they check the garbage. When they're done, they lock up the building, do all the things. And both of them just live, Tony lives right there, Dylan just lives down the street. Great thing about this is it means Mike and Paul and Matt don't have to come in and do this. Additionally, we just bake those costs right into the cost of using the facility. So we're paying sextons to do that stuff. And we expect as we use the building more, we're going to need more of their time. And it's honestly making life a lot easier already, because as we're looking forward to Christmas concert season, which is mere months away, knowing that we can have somebody here to open and close the building, and we're not wondering whether or not it got locked, and whether or not the alarm got set, and whether all the doors were secure. This is a huge sigh of relief for us. So, yeah. Any questions with me?
I just was wondering if there are any, when you have groups that come in,
Yeah.
do you have any kind of a list of, I don't want to say don'ts, but do you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That we have a full building use contract that every building user signs that has a list of which space they're allowed to use, what they're not allowed to use.
And how many doors are open? I guess that always bothers me.
Well, that's figured in there as well too. Yeah, there's intentional details regarding only open doors you use. Don't open them for convenience sake, especially if you're only at one end of the building. But frankly, that problem has been solved by our new alarm system as well too, because I can check everything from my cell phone. Now I can see whether the alarm's set, which doors are locked and unlocked. I can see whether there's motion in the section or not. It's hard not to just sit there and spy. And there's been a couple of times where it's paid off, whereas we figured out who forgot to lock up the building because we have data.
On that building use, there's 2 columns, the one on the right.
That's last year.
Last year.
Yeah, that's last year.
January, June. So
yeah.
It sounded like we had a big increase in building use, but it looked like it really went down this year.
No, it went up. Because that 6,000 is year to date. 6,500 is year to date. So last year we had 1,100 over the course of the year. 6,500 is year to date, and we just had another big. So we're already at, if we continue, we'll be at 13 for the year, right?
Oh yeah, you're talking about the interest income.
No, that's building use. 4075.
This right now.
Yeah, 4075. Yeah, on page 11.
But on the next page, which is the same columns, it shows January to June 24. So I assume that that's.
Yeah, 2024.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 6 months.
Oh, I don't know.
I assume that the listing of these titles would have been the same on your page.
That maybe it is. Okay. I don't know why that is because we had a lot more building use this year, so maybe some receipts haven't come in.
Okay, well, just,
No,
kind
that's
of
what I'm
curious
mentioning about.
point there.
Yeah, no. I didn't see the headings, so. Well, I can tell you qualitatively that we have been using the building a lot more, so. Well, the other piece is, I know what it is. Loved One paid us their entire year in January last year. So we got the full receipt in January. This year, it's been split into some. So we'll get another payment in July.
Who was that?
Loved One, they're the ones that rent that space up there, 2 spaces now, in fact. And their building use increased from last year, they're now renting 2 rooms from us. But they gave us the whole chunk at the beginning of the year last year. This year it's getting split up into this whole semester.
All right, well, thanks.
No, good on you. Any other things?
The only other thing that you might want to point out is that there are several groups, like that group on Saturday mornings, the art group,
Yep.
that are using our space on a regular basis.
Yeah, we have signed building use contracts with every single group that uses our space, including the Raindrops on Saturday,
Red Cross.
including the Red Cross, Toastmasters. Everybody is contributing something. So, and yes, and Tillamook Choir to come. Yes, we worked out building use contracts with everybody. And we thank you to Matt for following through.
Does Boy Scouts?
Boy Scouts are our ministry. Boy Scouts are ours. That's a different conversation. But we work with them. Scott, not Stouffer, Scott Orson is our current Boy Scout intermediary. So if you want to know more about the Boy Scouts, chat with him when he's here for the summer. Last thing I'll let you go, confirmation. We finished our year. We're going to confirm 3 kids in October. So last Sunday in October, whatever that is, Reformation Sunday, will be a confirmation of Oliver and Henry Stouffer and Madeline Rice. So I encourage you to be here for that. It's going to be great. We've got at least 1, potentially 2 new confirmants joining us for the fall. Henry and Oliver are going to continue on in their education. Maxine is going to be beginning her confirmation process. And we've got tabs on a couple of other folks that might be participating as well too. And we're going to go back to camp next year, and I'm not going to get sick. And in 2027 will be, I misspoke in here. 2027 is the church-wide youth conference, and it is in the Twin Cities, and we are going, we're already in conversation with Zor Lutheran about combining our youth groups to go to Minneapolis together. So I'm looking for, I've never done it. This will be my first time going.
I just wanted to wrap up with an appeal to, if you're passing the church and you have a minute, if you could just swing your car through the parking lot and see anything going on, that would add to all the security efforts that Mike Hagel has made this year. Among other things, he's here a lot and is actually doing that. We would lighten his load some if you just swang through and just noticed what was going on, what cars were there. Yesterday we were here doing some outdoor work and we happened to have an arrest in the parking lot by the police. So
we think one of the neighbors probably called because
probably one of the neighbors called. So it's really a good thing that we have neighbors that are watching the parking lot as well. But anytime I've been here, there's been some activity in this parking lot.
Yeah.
The back one?
Yeah, this big parking lot.
Yeah. Nice vacant area.
And huge vacant area. That seems to be a favorite area of more people than used to be. So even just to notice it and let one of us know is fine. You don't have to confront anybody. What are you doing in my church parking lot? Although if you want it. No.
Well, I would say too, we have a fantastic relationship with the Milwaukie Police Department, especially due to Loved One being here and having Scott Stouffer as a member here. We've got lots of great communication lines between us and Milwaukie PD. So, don't ever hesitate to use the non-emergency number if you're curious.
Yeah, because we kind of need to occupy this space because other people are finding it easy to occupy.
Well, I would say that has been also one of the side benefits of having our building used by different folks. There's somebody here every day, all day, for the most part. Loved One is here in and out for, from 9 to 5 every day. So
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions for me? Otherwise, I think we've reached the end of our agenda. Call on that. All right. Is there anything else that anybody wants to bring up?
I move the meeting be adjourned.
All right, let me say one more thing. So, if you've got something that you'd like to talk to me or Jesse or one of the council members about, please do. You know, I don't mind getting complaints and go home and talk to them about them and we'll figure out what we're gonna do with that one. She tells me what we're gonna do about that. And then I do it. So anyway, Maureen has moved that we adjourn the meeting. Do we have a second?
Sure.
Kathy Olson, a second. All in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion approved. Thanks very much. Hey, stay there. You can stand up if you want. Lord be with you. You can say the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, who art in